When you have to sell these fancy Jordans and shoes and clothing to put a meal in your stomach, that's a mental switch right there.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that I used to, glorify and all that stuff, to sell that to put a meal in your stomach, that's going to mess you up mentally.
Welcome to another episode of Trail Truths. Today, I have a special guest with me today. He's a real estate agent. I also like to call him a little comedian. He has a great personality. He's very funny, but on the serious side, I think he's a great gentleman. I believe today is going to be an exciting episode just because I know both our personalities will clash well. I know he's going to be able to give you guys some game about real estate, but also give you some game about the backside of his life and his journey to get him where he is today. So I'm going to let him go ahead and introduce himself. You can go ahead, bro.
Yes, sir. Jason Jeremiah is the first and last name. Instagram at Agent Jason J. I've been selling real estate for some years now. I think technically it should be 7 years at this point. Been through tons of stuff throughout. So yeah, that's a little something.
For sure. So I like to always ask my guests, the first thing I like to ask them is, especially since this is our first time having a conversation, how are you mentally? I know you asked me when you got here, how was my day?
Yeah.
But, especially like us men, we just pile stuff on and we keep going because, at the end of the day, life gon' life.
Right.
But, since this is our first time having a conversation, how are you mentally? Are you good? You know what I mean? What's the atmosphere with your life?
Yeah.
And everything around you?
I respect it. Thank you, bro. I'm good. I mean, there's tons of stuff happening, but I'm used to the chaos at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the middle of everyone's life when it comes to real estate transactions because there's different reasons people would sell or buy.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the time it's like a good reason. It could be a death in the family and now we want to sell. It could be it could be good reasons for why we want to buy and relocate and things like that. But what I'm saying is there's tons of emotions, and I'm in the middle of everyone. And so, but for me, I mean, I just make time to take Jason out. Treat myself to a little something. I'm trying to say yes more when it comes to traveling a little bit more and stuff like that, to prioritize more mental health.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna answer by saying it's crazy, but I'm not going to act like I'm not used to the crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm good, bro.
Yeah, I always tell people, well, especially with myself, I thrive in chaos.
Yeah.
It's sad to say, but it's the reality of life.
It's the best way to be because life is chaotic.
Exactly.
So if you thrive in that environment, bro, you're good.
Exactly.
You're good.
Damn near prepared for anything.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, I just seen you came back from New York.
Right.
I was there in November. So how was your experience in New York? Because I had a bad experience.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to tell me about it. I'm actually from New York.
For real?
I'm from New York. We came down here when I was 9, so I've been down here long enough.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go visit family, father, like get memories for adulthood because everything I have is when I was 9 and younger.
Yeah.
So those memories are, I wanted adult Jason to have some memories, make some memories. So New York was cool. Times Square, Statue of Liberty, just Empire State Building, like, just running through these landmarks, making memories, family. You gotta tell me what happened. What happened? What?
So basically, I went for my birthday. I really didn't get to do the stuff I wanted to because of a particular situation, but it's just everything I tried. Like the food wasn't like I had pizza, shit wasn't good.
Man. You disrespectful.
Yeah, I know, and it shocked me. I spent a lot of money on the pizza and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Whoever I got the pizza from, y'all shit was whack.
Hey man, come on.
So it was in Manhattan though. So
Manhattan,
that kind of makes sense. I wasn't really in
Brooklyn.
I wasn't in the heart of New York.
Okay.
I was in Manhattan downtown, kind of near Soho.
Okay.
And yeah, bro, food. It's just really the food. Everything else is good. Like the hospitality of people, like it's consistent. Like the pace is just up going.
Oh, it's quick. Yeah. Fast paced. A lot of folks say people from New York are like fast paced and loud.
Yeah.
You gotta think about the city. New York is loud. Trains, a bunch of stuff happening.
I got lost on the subway too.
What?
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of folks that are product of their environment, where they're from. Actually, right after New York, I went to DC. I took the Amtrak because DC is only 4 hours away.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm trying to say yes more and do a bit more traveling at this point. But definitely when I first started in real estate, I wasn't doing those things. I had to reallocate funds and things had to make sense a different way. But I'm trying at this point, to see.
Sound like me, bro. I mean, I've only been out of Florida, 3 times. I really never traveled because I buried myself in the school and I buried myself in the work.
Yep.
And I always thought, like I just said this on my last episode, I always thought like, you do all that on the back end once you get older, but in reality, you can really do this right now.
Right.
So, damn, you say you had to with real estate, so you had to basically juggle around kind of like your personal life with your work life, similar to what other people go through. But like
Right.
most people don't think of that when they think of real estate. They think of like your own schedule
Yeah.
and stuff like
Oh,
that.
you're so right. You're
what
so
is
right.
what is
Yeah.
what is the, I don't know if I'm using this word right. What is the white noise surrounding real estate? So like what's actually true about real estate?
For sure. Uncertainty. Uncertainty, you're not promised anything. Yes, you get your own schedules, but you're really going to want to work 24/7 because you're at rock bottom. You're building a business from the ground up.
Yeah.
So it's not like on schedule, let me go to Miami, or let me go to the beach, let me go to Japan for a month. On schedule, you're now starting, you have nothing, build a foundation and build on top of that. A lot of new realtors reach out to me on Instagram, and I don't want to burst their bubbles, but I have to be honest when it comes to the reality of the situation. It's not sweet. It's not sweet. Jason, should I quit my job against real estate? I think I make it look too fun on social media, which is awesome, but there is a dark side to real estate like there is everything else.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't just quit your job and jump in. And, I tell them that. Here's why. Here's some things that I wish I knew.
Yeah.
But I did do a lot of research up front, but you're not going to prepare for everything.
Exactly.
And so I try to tell all the new realtors, hey, prepare for this. Are you okay if you go 7 months without a single paycheck, but you still work those 7 months? 7 months. Folks aren't prepared to hear that stuff because usually, you work a certain amount of hours, you times that by an hourly rate. Not this, right? Exactly. And so they're not prepared to hear that. So when I'm injecting, I don't want to say injecting doubt, but it is realistic because a lot of folks are used to HGTV, Selling Tampa, Selling Sunset. I don't know if you've seen those on Netflix. And it glorifies too much. It makes it look too pretty.
Used to the glamorous.
Glamorous, And so I just was like, oh, that's fine, but it is entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I like to let folks know the real.
Yeah, for sure. I always tell people like this, you feel me? Like even with my podcast, some people be like, oh, you gonna take your podcast full time? I say, if my podcast allows me to. I always believe that your 9 to 5 should fund whatever passion that you have. You cannot just quit your job just to go and fully take on a passion because especially with entrepreneurship, that shit gets scary. Ooh. I've been there before. I've worked in it. I've done it all. Ooh. And I've noticed the slow nights, the nights where you have totally bad, and sometimes you may go negative. Yeah. Once you go negative, it's really testing your character to decide if you want to quit or not.
100%, bro.
So I tell people all the time, I don't get no money from this. So I'm losing every day I come in here and record.
Right.
But I know I'm reaching somebody else outside of it. So it's not about the money. And that's what people have to understand is you doing it for you or you doing it for the money.
Right. And you can do it for you, but it's going to be your future self. It's not going to be you 10 seconds from now. So that's another thing. Folks aren't willing to delay gratification and things like that.
Exactly.
Even when I did years ago leave my 9 to 5 to jump into real estate full time, I was terrified. I still remember that. It was a leap of faith needing to happen. But at that time, I already worked in real estate part-time for years. Folks don't want to hear that. Folks think I want to get licensed, quit my job tomorrow. I juggled both for years.
Exactly.
Until I finally said, okay, Jason, it's now or never, and took the leap of faith and made it happen. I think I had maybe 6 months of reserves at that point. So if I didn't make a sale in 6 months, I would be homeless. Is it just that simple? 5 or 6 months. And it's just scary stuff. But like I said, it took years before I even made that jump. So
okay, so what guided you to take that leap of faith? So basically what I'm asking is, what made you decide it's now or never? What was that, in a sense, what was that pivot or what was that thought process? Because like you said, you were juggling, real estate part-time and then you had a job as well. So what moment shifted and was like, all right, I got to put all in?
So I was with the VA.
Yeah.
I was thinking if I should say that.
No, I seen it. I
seen
did my
it?
research.
Okay.
You was working with veterans. I seen that, yeah.
I was a licensed pharmacy technician. And so, especially being a government employee, you got benefits, everything. Folks thought I was crazy. I didn't get support from family and things like that. It's like, why would you leave a government job to jump into all this uncertainty? Anyway, I still did what I had to do. Now, you said, what was the changing point? After working years, I finally made a certain amount that I was comfortable. I wanted it to match what I was making at the VA full-time.
Yeah.
The moment I hit that number, I said, now or never. I don't know what other moment would be best, So that was pretty much it. But like I said, this was years of juggling both, late nights, early mornings, all the non-pretty stuff that the TV shows don't show.
Exactly.
And that I have to let new realtors know, it's not pretty all the time.
Exactly. A lot of people always tell people, they don't never take risks. And a lot of people, like I always preach this and like damn near every episode I do,
Yeah.
always tell people risks are not calculated. You don't
Mhm.
know what's on the other side of that risk. You could either blow or you could go flat.
Mhm.
It really depends on you as a person. And sometimes some doors that you open up are not meant for you to be open, are
Right.
not meant to be open because
Mhm.
a lot of people think like, oh, I really like this. I'm gonna go do it.
Mhm.
And God sometimes will show you like, okay, you want to do this, but I don't have this in your journey. This
Right.
isn't for you.
Right.
And I'm gonna show you it's not for you. And based on your reaction, will allow you to see what is your true purpose. So,
Right.
I mean,
And-
it's always the dark sides of everything that we want to do.
Something else is that most folks aren't willing to die to themselves and
Mhm.
die to their flesh and die to their past self to needed to grow into what that person you'll need to be for the future you
Exactly.
and for what you think you want. Because I changed so much because I had to. In terms of me excelling and where I say I want to be,
Mhm.
old Jason had to die. So, old Jason would be someone that prioritized fancy cars. I had convertibles when I was younger, boxes of shoes, clothing, all this stuff that I kind of talk against now. It's not to say you can't have those things, but you do have to mentally shift to make certain financial changes that will pour into your future self.
Absolutely.
So that Jason had to go bye-bye, and I had to do some self-reconstructing.
Mhm.
And most folks aren't want to do that. They want the blessings of what they say they want in the future, but they want to be their current old version.
Exactly.
You realize you're going to have to change. That person is different from your current self. So you have to think about your future self in all capacities. That's how I feel.
Exactly. I preach that so much because I feel like a lot of people scared to be that next person because either one, they're too comfortable or they're worried about what other people are going to say. So I
Naysayers.
always tell people, I talk through my experiences. I used to be the guy that used to always have on the Jordans. I used to wear design. I used to wear all this stuff, but I never had nothing of my own to back it up. I'm always, what led me to change was I'm always buying all this stuff. I'm always buying Jordans. Jordan owns Jordan. I'm always buying Nike. Nike owns Nike. What do I have of my own? I don't have a car.
Yes.
I don't have an apartment. All
Yes.
this stuff was when I was just buying all this stuff. I'm
Yes.
putting all this in there. And then when it came down to actually owning something for myself, I
Yes.
had nothing.
Yes.
But a
Yes.
debit card, a phone,
Yeah.
and some extra money to spend
Right.
on other people's stuff. So
Right.
my mental shift was literally like, what are you going to do for you? What are you going to come home to?
Mhm.
What is going to make you comfortable? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to outgrow these shoes. I'm going to outgrow these clothes.
Mhm.
Or they might outgrow me.
Mhm.
Or it might outgrow society. Society may not think it's cool no more.
Right.
So it's a lot of stuff that I always preach to people. Like I do my daily truths every day.
Yeah.
And like, that's literally the most important thing. Like, because we're
For
in the
sure.
war with ourselves.
Right. I mean, and sometimes you're going to have to get born through fire as well. So even what helped me get over the clothes and the shoes, I went homeless. I don't speak about it too much. But when you have to sell these fancy Jordans and shoes and clothing to put a meal in your stomach, that's a mental switch right there.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that I used to, glorify and all that stuff, to sell that to put a meal in your stomach, that's going to mess you up mentally. So yeah, I could give a crap about a lot of stuff I used to.
Yeah.
And I want ownership. I want assets. I want actual things that matter. Because like I said, Jordan, Michael Kors, any other brand name, none of these people don't know who I am. They don't know my first name, last name, favorite color. They don't know what I'm allergic to. I don't know if I'm allergic to anything. I don't think I'm allergic to anything, but they definitely don't know.
Yeah.
And every dollar I gave them, they're not giving it back.
No.
And they're not pointing to myself, my future, ownership on any assets or anything like that. So I'm not worried about these
Yeah,
things.
for sure. I always say it sucks when you have to give away your wants in order to get your needs.
Mhm.
It's that sacrifice, and a lot of people are scared to make that sacrifice. And I preach it so much
Yeah.
because I feel like in my life I had to sacrifice so much
Yeah.
in order to get to where I am, but I'm still not where I want to be.
Right.
So it requires more sacrificing than you expect. Like I know I have much more to sacrifice.
Yes. Yes.
If I want to get to that next level,
Yes.
I know I have to sacrifice something, but that is something that I have to deal with mentally, and I have to be confident, but also, just aware that it's going to continue to happen as I get older. I'm never going to be 100% comfortable.
I feel that. And it's going to come full circle in regards to giving up what you want for what you need. And then what you need will give you what you want.
Exactly.
So it's not like you're never going to get this fancy stuff. It's just, are you willing to delay gratification for a certain amount of time to get what you need? So that pours back also financially.
Mhm.
And so you can get what you want again. It's going to come back, but are you willing to sacrifice now?
Exactly.
So I think the messages that we preach are not pretty.
It's not.
People don't want to hear it.
It's the
They
truth.
don't want to hear it.
Like I did this
don't.
in my last episode. It's in my name,
Yes.
Trey of Truth. I did it in the last episode.
Trey.
Bro. It's people
Bro.
don't want to hear the truth.
It's
and I always,
not pretty.
It's not.
But I'd rather the ugly truth than a pretty lie.
Exactly.
So tell me what I need to hear. So I can grow. That's just how I feel.
That's why I say, like, a lot of people always ask me, like, dang, like, you get upset, like, when you don't get a certain amount of views, like, how do you keep posting? I say, the truth is never pretty. People don't like the truth. People are not going to sit and listen to the truth. If I tell somebody about themselves, either they're going to get mad at me or they're going to go away from me. Most people are not going to stand next to you when you telling them the truth about themselves.
Right.
Like,
right.
It's not realistic.
100%.
Like, some people don't have thick skin, and some people don't want to face reality right now. They want to live in a delusion because it makes them happy and it makes them satisfied for that moment. It's just like, for instance, my best example I always use is when people get, high on substances. They get drunk and they get high for a certain moment to make them happy and satisfied, but the next day, they back at reality.
Correct. And that's why I'm not a fan of those things. I've never done them. I'm not perfect, but definitely never like drank or done drugs and heavy substances. And that was one of the reasons why. By the time that high leaves, I still have the problem I was running away with. It's still here. I was talking to a person, a woman, and she was asking about crying. She's like, when last time you cried? I said, maybe over a decade ago. Like, I don't know. I don't cry. Everyone's different. She's like, how come you don't cry? She said, maybe you should, try to cry to let out stress and things like that. I said, if that works for you, that's fine. But for me, it's a waste of time. I wouldn't even try to do it. Because once you cry and you've done the waterworks and your tears dry up, the problem that made you cry is still there. We didn't solve nothing. We lost 40 minutes crying in the corner. So I'm not saying, people shouldn't relieve whatever on the way that they do it. But I'm not a big fan on, like I said, getting high, smoking, crying because of a problem. I might as well put effort into solving the problem. That just makes sense to me.
I mean, to a certain extent, like I would say my last time crying was probably like February. Okay. But my thing is, I became vulnerable this year. Like, before that, I never cried. Like, I used to go to funerals and I didn't cry.
Same.
So this year I became vulnerable, and I think with me crying is more of a release emotionally, because I believe I'm very emotionally intelligent. So when I'm crying, it's me being aware that I know I have more work to do. And once I'm done, let's go work.
Right. Exactly.
So, because a lot of people, it's a lot of ways that people respond to stress. It's a lot of ways people respond to different things in their life. And I think with me, I can either get mad or I'll cry. Okay. Back then, I used to choose anger because anger is more defensive and it allows people to stay away from me. Correct. Crying, it makes people come to me with sympathy, and I don't want that.
Sure.
So I had to hit that mental switch and just like, now, I'll cry. Like I said, I haven't cried since then, but I'll cry whenever I need to release my frustration because I don't think I should be mad at everybody because I'm going through something specifically. So
100%.
It plays.
For sure. And I'm not saying like folks can cry, especially if we're talking funerals and death, like let that out. What I'm talking about is something immediately in your control, a problem that you can solve. Probably don't use 40, 50 minutes crying. Attack the problem. So it kind of goes back to accountability too. Yeah. A lot of folks don't like that conversation. Controlling the controllables. What can you do now? Because a lot of the damages we face are by our own hand. It's you. Like, the person in the mirror is what's making your life harder in a lot of instances. So that's another conversation folks don't want to have.
We always fall on our own sword.
Yeah.
It's
it's
never pretty.
Yeah.
I think with accountability too is just a lot. I always tell people, even I tell this down there with every guest, like, a lot of people want somebody to save them. And I had that mindset when I was younger, when I was in high school and beginning of college. Like, I always was looking to have a God because I never had one. I know everybody else got some type of a God in their life, but it took for me to understand that as much as I want this to happen, it may never happen. If I'm gonna get a guy or mentor or something, they'll come naturally. I can't just want because it's never gonna happen. It's gonna kill me in my heart.
Right.
So a lot of people think that it's gonna be that savior. It's always it's the same thing, male, female. They always expect somebody to be like, I'm gonna give you that shot. When in reality, somebody may never come and give you that shot. You gotta shoot that shot yourself.
I agree. It's the same thing like with the government as well. A lot of folks are waiting for the government to pass something in the White House to trickle down to save them from themselves. I think we should just control what we can. We can't control what they pass in the White House. We can't control an airborne disease, COVID popping up out of nowhere. Yeah. We can't control an act of God, tsunamis coming. But what we can control, we need to double down because this is what we can control and manipulate around us. So I'm big on accountability and controlling the controllables.
So what made you big on accountability? Like, I always resolve back or go back to pivoting. Like, I always believe it's something that happened in our life that made us want to be a certain way. So what do you think, in a sense, basically, what in a sense do you think made you become more wiser of everything? Because like you said, you were about cars and shoes and everything else. I know you said that it was more of a reality approach, but was there a certain struggle? Like I know you said something about homelessness, but besides
that's pretty big.
what was
Uh-huh.
so what other things occurred?
Okay. Yeah, the homelessness was a pretty big one. Those reality smacks is huge.
Yeah.
With that homelessness came a lot of self-reflecting.
Yeah.
And then
You got a lot of time to think.
a lot of time to think. A lot of extra noise was gone, and I could look at the man in the mirror, and I was like, man, it just came back to me seeing there's a lot I could control here. You know, a lot of this was my fault. And taking ownership of that is how you can solve a problem. That's why accountability is so important, because you can't solve a problem if you can't acknowledge something's a problem. We spoke about substances. If that heroin addict does not think what they're doing is wrong, you can't help them.
No.
I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm good. So that's an issue. And so when I reverse engineered everything, it came back to Jason, accountability, free will, execution, making it happen. So that's kind of the main thing.
So basically, another thing I want to ask too, how do you preach what you believe in through basically the people you sell to or buy from?
Yeah.
So are you keeping it transactional, or are you making it personal whenever you do your business? Because a lot of people, and this is why I think a lot of people don't buy homes, because they think people are out to get $1 instead of making that actual connection. So how do you maneuver through your connections?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I am Jason genuinely. So I have 11 piercings. My hair is out. I love my hats. That's how I built the brand. I don't wear a suit and tie. That's not me. That's not Jason genuinely. So I'm already, before you even reach out, if you're reaching out to me through social media, you already see, okay, this guy is this guy. Jason is Jason. Like it's not much, you know what I'm saying? I like my skinny jeans. Yes, I'm a licensed Florida real estate agent. Been doing it for years. I got your back. I know what I'm doing. But I'm also me. So I think leading with genuineness is the first step. And then clients get to speaking with me and say, okay, yeah, this isn't just social media. He knows what he's talking about. We start the process. I got him through all of the steps. And then, we head towards closing. I'm also the type, if things don't make sense, I'm going to strongly recommend you don't buy that deal. You don't buy that piece of real estate. It's not just about $1 for me. You know what I'm saying? I make a living selling real estate. That's fact. That's factual. Should everyone buy real estate right now, no matter the numbers, no matter the location, no matter the deal? Does it make sense? No. Things have to make sense. And so I'm big on that as well. And I speak on that publicly on social media, educational content, reaction content. So they see, you know what I'm saying? I think it's important to be genuine and be yourself.
Yeah.
I first started, had dreadlocks. I cut them back in 2020. When I cut them, some folks thought I cut them because of real estate. Like I was already selling real estate for years before, I cut my locks. It was just that time.
Yeah.
But I say all that just to say the genuine piece is there. I am Jason. So clients feel it. They know it. We meet in person. We knock things out. I'm Jason. I am your realtor, but I am Jason. So it is important to be genuine.
Yeah, it is. Because I feel like that makes the connection more authentic and it makes it more pure. Right. I feel like what another thing too that I'm about to discuss too.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, like myself, I probably looked in real estate probably for 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm comfortable where I am and I know that real estate or owning a home right now isn't for me.
Right.
What advice would you give to the people that's contemplating or thinking, should I buy a home now or should I wait?
I would say first speak to your realtor. I know it seems like, well, why would you speak to them? They have a vested interest on you buying. Depending on the right realtor, they're going to give you the reality. I've told many clients over the years, hey, maybe you shouldn't buy right now. Doesn't make sense. Based off what I'm seeing, based off the financial picture, based off the position in life, based off your occupation that keeps having you move around too much. You can barely stay still for a year. Maybe planning some routes maybe doesn't make sense. I would also speak to a lender. You still want to see where you stand through the eyes of a lender because those are the people that's going to pre-approve you for your loan. So you want to see your financial picture through the eyes of the lender loaning the hundreds of thousands of dollars to help you buy the real estate. Where's your credit score at? Your debt to income ratio. So your debt, your income, they go off your gross income, not your net. So before taxes and insurance are taken out, your gross income, your monthly debt obligation. People think, I have $100,000 in student loans, I can't buy a house. They don't go off the full amount. They go off your monthly payment, right? So you have to know these things because it's going to help with the overall decision of should I buy? Because you don't just snap your fingers and buy, right? These lenders are loaning hundreds of thousands of dollars. We got to see how they think. And then also I'll speak to your landlord, because you're paying your landlord. If depending on how truthful your landlord is, maybe they'll tell you, and you can also see it online when they bought the property.
Yeah.
Right? You can see it online. They probably bought it cash. They probably have a little bit of a mortgage left on it if they did buy it with a mortgage 20-something years ago. Most likely what you're paying is way more than what they have to pay for expenses in a mortgage. Thus, you are someone else's investment when it comes to cash flow. Because if that landlord's mortgage is $1,000, you paying $1,800, to rent there, their mortgage is $1,000, that's $800 cash flow that you're contributing to someone else's lifestyle.
Yeah.
They still got to plan for expenses and stuff. So when you call the landlord, they can pay for these things, but you've already gave them the money to pay for it. So I spoke on that as well when it comes to the tenants is actually the ones making the repairs. Because a lot of them will say, well, I don't want to own because I don't want to make repairs when things come up. You've already done it. If they made $800 cash flow off you for a year, what's that, $9,600? Let's call it $10,000. $10,000 for the previous year that you rented with them, a $200 expense because something went out. It's fine. It's fine. They'll call the contractors, get them in there. It's fine. It's I made 10 grand. I could spend 200.
Yeah.
So it's important to see the other moving pieces to really see what's going on. So yeah, speak to these other folks. Look at your financial picture. Look at how much you've been renting for X amount of years. What was the total? A lot of folks are going to realize they spent about 100 grand renting. If you add up however much you've been renting for times 5, 6, 7 years, you get to 100 grand really quickly. Looking at that number on that piece of paper will shock you. So it's a few things that I would recommend. But no, I'm not saying everyone should own real estate right now. My bad. It's a bit long-winded.
No, you're good. I mean, you're giving out free game. You feel me? Because I believe my audience is very diverse when it comes to age and when it comes to the people that actually tap in. Because it's some people that's older, it's some people that's my age, and it's some people that's younger. Sometimes I'm still shocked to this day that it's a lot of older people that can learn from me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes they may have kids that may need to hear what I'm saying. Sometimes they may need to look at things from a different perspective. So you're talking to a variety of people.
Let's do it.
So that's free game. But I want to ask you, what do you feel about the stigmas behind owning homes? So when I say stigmas, I'm thinking about the negative aspects, or like, most African Americans don't own homes, or they don't want to own homes because they don't know how to do real estate, or they don't know how to go about real estate, or they can't afford it, like stuff like that. What do you feel about the stigmas, and how would you address them? Because I feel as if it's a lot of people that's scared to be owners.
Okay. I feel that. A lot of stuff I'm going to address a couple of concerns I've heard over the years.
Yeah.
One of them is like repairs. There is something called a home warranty plan that you can do. And what that's going to do is cover components in the home in the policy. You pay a yearly rate, maybe $400 or $500, depending on the components. If you want to cover your refrigerator or cover some plumbing, things like that, to where it's like, if things go wrong, I got this big expense. No, you have a home warranty plan. That's going to take care of a lot of that. That's stuff people don't talk about when it comes to what if this breaks, what if that breaks. Home warranty plans exist. Another concern I've heard when it comes to the money, down payment assistance exists, because it's like, Jason, I could afford $2,500 in rent. I just can't catch a break with life to grab 10 grand. We'll just estimate 10 grand for the down payment. But I'm not worried about a $2,500 mortgage. I pay 26 in rent. I've heard that a million times. Okay, cool. Down payment assistance exists.
Yeah, I heard about the first time home buyers.
Right. First-time home buyers, right. And it's programmed. So it's technically, to be a first-time home buyer, you have to not own real estate in the past 3 years. So if you owned real estate 10 years ago, you have to sell that, not own any real estate, and then let some time pass. And if in the previous 3 years you haven't owned, you're a first-time home buyer again. So these down payment assistance programs exist. A lot of them, I call it entities. They're different entities that give the down payment. They have their own restrictions as well. So this is where credit comes into place. A lot of folks don't care about credit. They think it's a game, who cares, whatever. They let it plummet and they don't care. Well, how are we supposed to break into down payment assistance? You still have to show some type of worthiness. The credit is so important, because you can have the income and not have the credit, and it could bite you in the butt. So that takes care of the concern with where the down payment could come from. First of all, it could come from a lot of places. Yeah. You could pull from 401k, gift from a family member, liquidate a crypto coin, pull out retirement, a bunch of stuff. But down payment assistance exists as well. But you have to have usually a 640 or above. That's usually for those entities. What other concerns have I heard, and what's the solutions for it? Black people. I feel like we're too far along in modern day to even worry about those type of restrictions. Yeah. I'm not worried about what folks have to say. The color of my skin is the color of my skin. That's completely irrelevant.
Absolutely.
I feel like too much of those limiting beliefs and thoughts will affect you. So I'm not too worried about black this, black that. No, make it happen.
We set our own limitations on ourselves.
Right,
so
right.
That's
Mentally.
understandable, yeah.
For sure. That's just a few. If you want to toss on any more, I probably already have a solution for it.
For sure. I mean, it's just, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I don't really have a lot of people in my circle that know about real estate. So having you on is like a highlight, because not only can I learn from it, but I can go back and tell my other people. You know, I know a few people that own real estate, but they're older.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's good that you're able to get on here and be able to speak about it, but also your journey. You know what I mean? It's like I told you, I did like a little research. I always do a little research.
What do you know about me, man? What do you know about me?
I just know you work with veterans. You know, I don't go too far back because I can't speak on who you were. I want to know who you are now and what led you to be that.
Right.
So I know just that far back. I know you got into real estate, I think, about 2018, 2019?
Sounds about right.
So,
2018, yeah.
Like I said, I do my research every now and then.
What's this guy's problem, man? What's this guy's... No.
Hey, man, I go by facts. I'm a factual guy. You know what I mean? I feel like if I'm ever allow somebody to come on, I should at least know about you before I just have you sitting here and then we just talk about anything, because it's not true. It's not
100%
the truth. You know what I mean?
It's
in my name. It. So one question that I do want to ask you, what do you see yourself in the next 5 years as far as real estate? Like, how do you think you will flourish more? How do you think you will elevate from where you are currently?
Next 5 years, I definitely want more real estate. I want more property. That was initially what got me into real estate, was the investor aspect. I just didn't know anything about real estate, so I decided, why not sell real estate first, learn the behind the scenes, then invest into it. Mm-hmm. So that's initially what got me to leave the pharmacy world. I already had friends that were into cryptocurrency and stock market and foreign exchange and all that, but I wanted a tangible asset, tangible investment. That's real estate, and so felt more comfortable in that route. So I've been buying real estate, but I want more. In the next 5 years, I would like more real estate and maybe a team. A lot of realtors have a team leader and they have realtors underneath them. Or should I say beside them? You would say team, right? Maybe that. I've been a one-man armying a lot for some years. Yeah. And I understand to reach that next step, you do have to grow. You do have to trust others. You do have to scale and expand. I can only do but so much as one man. So,
but how do you trust others when it's not a consistent, or it's not a, you know what I mean?
What's tough, bro,
because because I've been there before. Like I tell my audience, those who know, they know.
Yeah.
I used to be a promoter. I used to work nightlife. Mm-hmm. When I did that, it was me. Like I worked my door for my events. Yes. I sat at the door. Yeah. If the venue owner needed me inside to do something, door closed, lock it. Yeah. Y'all wait till I get back. So I was my own army because I could not trust people. And the reason why I couldn't trust people is because I built this by myself from the ground up. So when you become working so comfortably by yourself, it's hard to allow people in. And that's even with mental health. Yeah. Whenever you're used to dealing with yourself so much by yourself, it's hard to allow people in. Right. Because now it's like, okay, I've been doing this by myself. I'm good by myself. Help would be good. Yeah. But if you backstab me, if you betray me when I didn't need it, now I'm going to question myself. Now I'm going to be at war with myself because I didn't have to let you in.
Right, right.
So how are you going to trust people when it's just you?
I think the biggest thing is I went through so much fire and was born through fire in the beginning to help create this animal that I am. A lot of folks don't have that beginning. A lot of folks know someone with their license. Someone's stepbrother's cousin is a realtor as well. That's common. But we don't all execute on the same level. Mm-hmm. I think if you Google it now, the failure rate for real estate agents is like over 86% for the first 5 years. And I think like 75% for the first year. A lot of them leave. The failure rate's high. This is no joke. So my biggest concern is finding someone with that same fire and passion I have. Because, in the very beginning, I was a sponge. I soaked up everything. Mm-hmm. I wasn't playing around. I got in and it was like, there's so much I don't know still. You know, you get licensed with the state. That doesn't mean you know everything. Mm-hmm. They prepare you for a lot of laws and stuff, keep you from getting sued and things like that. But in terms of how to build a successful real estate business, real estate school does not teach you that. No. You have to get in the trenches, look around. I
don't think no school will teach you that.
Right. Yeah. You have to get in, you have to look around and say, okay. And start. You have to figure it out and start. And so I had a passion, a fiery passion with me. I don't think you could teach that easy. Mm-hmm. So for me, trusting is going to be hard because of finding the right people that already has that fire.
Yeah. So you just said something, and I seen somebody post this on Instagram about finding their passion. There was somebody that I know personally. I'm not going to say who it was, but they basically said that, they see everybody else following their dreams, doing their career, and just following their passions, but they're like in the midst. They're just allowing life to present itself, and they feel like they may be behind because they aren't, attending what they think they should be. So what is your advice to people that, don't have a passion? How do you feel like
have a passion?
Like, cause it's some people literally just go about life as life is, because at the end of the day, life is going life. So, they just work a regular job, they get the money, go home, make sure they take care of bills, but they don't have something that they actually want to do. They're just working to work because that's what pays bills and that's what allows them to continue to live until they find something that they reach. So
wow. Okay.
How would you?
I'm big on accountability. So for me, I'm going to look in the mirror and say, what can I control? What can I stop? What's in my control? So for those folks that meet with what you described, if you're drinking, stop it. Smoking, stop it. If you're going out, whatever, stop it. If you're spending money frivolously, trying to fill a void, buying all this stuff, stop it. You need to sit down in a quiet room and find yourself. That's just how I feel. If you're walking around, no passion, you feel like you have no passion, but you work and you feel like you're on autopilot, there's a lot of other noise you have going on that I think you should lower the volume on because you need to spend time with that person in the mirror, man or woman, to help find yourself. I think that's a big deal, bro.
Yeah, it's scary because I've been there before.
Yeah. Did you have other side stuff going on?
I mean, like
noise?
with me, my whole thing was, and I said this in my last episode, my heart's so big, and when you have a big heart, you prioritize taking care of other people. And when you begin taking care of other people, that becomes, in a sense, your passion when it's really not. So a lot of people lean on that like, I said this in my last episode because I genuinely believe it. Like my purpose is helping other people and putting other people on. That's what I do in my career.
Right.
But a lot of people think because they have a big heart and they help other people, they think that's their purpose. They think that's their passion when it's really not. You just became so used to putting yourself last that all you know is putting everybody else first. That was me. I lived through that. I always made sure everybody got what they needed, and whatever I wanted, I never got it.
Interesting.
So now it led me to be this individual. Like, I've always been wise, always been smart, but I always put people in a better room than myself. So when I got to a certain point, I started seeing like, damn, a lot of people can say like, yeah, Trey did this for me, but who's doing this for Trey? I'm still in last place, and I have no problem with being last place because I'm going to always wait my turn. But when am I going to put myself first so I can get to that next level?
I agree.
And I had to look at it like that, like, okay, damn, what does Trey actually like to do?
Yeah.
Because I know what everybody else like to do. What do I actually like to do?
Yeah.
So
do you put yourself first now? Is it all that changed?
I mean, like...
people gonna call you selfish now. It's funny because people always speak about selfishness as if it's bad. I think you can't pour from an empty cup. So you will have to be selfish for a certain period of time or for moments in your life so you can gain to then give to others. Selfishness is not bad. It's okay to look at the person in the mirror and work on them. So because you can't pour from an empty cup.
I think everybody has to experience aloneness and isolation. That's the reason why I'm on this podcast right now. That's the reason why this shit started. I wanted to do this shit years ago.
Yes.
And like I always give my flowers to Nate.
Yeah.
Because Nate knows. I always give my flowers to him. He was the first person to allow me to be able to speak on a microphone, and that changed my perspective of podcasting.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, he asked me. I said, no, I always tell the story. I said, man, hell no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
He like, bro, I don't know, bro. Like, you smart. Like, I know you for so long. But it took for me to have to go through an isolation season and put myself first to understand that my purpose is bigger than me.
Yeah.
It's helping other people. So that's why I don't care. Like, I don't need money to do this.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I make connections with people, and those connections either help somebody or open up doors for me without me even trying or having to do anything but speak to people. So
how do you balance having to be a bit selfish, if we're going to call it that, and then also being selfless? Like
boundaries.
Okay.
Boundaries and I believe my lifestyle now is on the thin line. Because now, back then, I would force myself to help people. Now it's either I can help you, and if you don't take it, you go on about your life the way you want to go about it. Yeah. Or you take what I'm giving you and you use it in a way that it benefits you.
Okay.
That's like the same thing with my episodes. I don't revisit episodes. I don't say, hey, this is episode part 3 for everybody that didn't understand. Yeah. I keep going. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you can go back and go look at it. You can go back and hear the advice I told you and learn from it, but you have to do that on your own. Trades and coming. I reminded you, I said this to you already. You need to, no, I'm not doing that. So you have to, you have to have that boundary. And I always preach it. Boundaries is important because I didn't have any. That's why I went through what I went through. I got taken advantage of. I got all this other stuff that happened because I didn't have boundaries. When you have that thin line, because a lot of people have a border.
Yeah.
And a border is pretty thick, it's pretty wide, and a lot of people can walk on it. But when you have that thin line, and if somebody makes that one wrong step, they fall off, that's what you got to do.
That's real. That's real.
Because like you said, people going to call me selfish.
I'm not worried about
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, no.
Back then, but now it's like, I'm selfish because I want to take care of myself.
Right.
And if you feel like I'm selfish for taking care of myself, that makes you even more selfish because now you're trying to put yourself over my life.
Correct. And you can't pour from an empty cup. Is what I'm saying. So when you be selfish and you grow, you're going to be able to live and give like no one else.
Exactly.
So it just is what it is. I don't know. I think we've gotten too soft as a society. It kind of goes back to what you were saying with folks want to be coddled a bit and, not wanting to speak on the tough truths. And it's not good. It's really detrimental.
Everybody want to be a baby.
Yeah.
we got grown adults that want to be babies.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it's tough to see. You know what I mean? I feel like just with how I was raised.
Yep.
Like I just posted it the other day. I was raised with all single mothers. So I've seen them get up and work every day. So I don't have that in my heart to do it.
Right.
But it's other people that do. And that's fine.
Yeah.
You can come watch an episode of mine.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And you have two options. Well, you have three. Let me be realistic. You have three.
Okay.
Either you don't understand it and you don't do anything with it. Either you ignore it or you take it and use it.
Okay.
Solid. That's why I don't revisit topics. I don't, go back and say this is a part to it. No, that's not the point because it's available. It's out there.
Yeah.
If you want to use it, you use it. It's the same way when you give people advice. You don't give them advice 10, 20 times.
No, that's crazy.
Because now all you're doing is repetitiveness and you draining the energy that you have and it's just going to kill your personality and your beliefs.
100%.
By feeding to somebody that actually don't want to be better. They may think they want to do better and they may know they have to be better, but they don't want it.
Yes.
That one is important. That's what I tell them.
Because the actions don't follow it.
Exactly.
So a lot of folks, they don't want to put the action behind it. Then you're just saying stuff.
You don't never
don't really
what you
want
to be.
Yeah.
You're
just saying it because it sounds good. You don't actually want this because the actions will show.
Exactly.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, bro. It's a scary world out here. That's why I say my whole thing is, and I told you on the phone, like I preach mental health because I was a victim of it, but I know what it could do to people.
Right.
So I get on here and I seen something today, like I'm a great advice giver because I tell people what I wanted to hear coming up.
Right.
That's the reason why I'm able to do what I do.
That's real.
So I feel like it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's necessary because I don't have to do this, but I feel like it's a calling to be able to pour back into other people because I know even if I have 2 holes in my cup, I'm going to still have enough water to give.
Yes.
A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't survive with 1 hole.
Yeah.
Yet alone they can't survive with a cup with no holes.
Yeah.
So
how do you feel about folks that instead of taking in powerful content like yours, they're worried about what Kim Kardashian had for breakfast, or they're worried about irrelevant stuff?
You'll be behind. You'll be in Kim Kardashian's shadow. I don't have nothing.
Gosh.
I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't have nothing to say about that because at the end of the day, I always tell people, you have an option, you have a choice, and you have a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you decide to do is on you. Every choice you make, nobody's not coming like, he fucked up, I fucked up too.
Yeah.
You on your own. So if you care about what they eating, what they doing, cool.
You say what they eat.
You in their shadow because at the end of the day, like I always tell people, like people think I'm crazy because I don't follow a lot of celebrities on social media.
Yeah.
I don't follow them because I'm seeing what they got. I want what I want for myself. Mm-hmm. Like that's just gonna make me fall into illusion. Like, and people gonna say it's hating. It's not hating. It's just being realistic with myself.
Hating.
I don't want to see Lambos and chains. I can't afford that right now. I don't have that in me right now.
Yeah.
It look nice. I see it whenever it come up on my For You page or whenever it come up on my algorithm, but I'm not gonna follow them and get inspired by that because I know it's not me. It's not realistic with my journey.
And so, because you think like that, I feel like you're gonna get everything that you want and more, bro. Because I mean, for me, what I started to do was a reaction content where I would like put in the beginning of the video certain stuff that does have the attention, and then I smack my face on the screen, say, "What are you doing? What's going on? Chop, chop, chop. Let's go. Lock it back into real estate, financial literacy." So that's what I started to do. I started to meet the folks where they're at in regards to where they do put their attention, like what Kim Kardashian had for breakfast, or what celebrity issues going on, or what relationship drama is happening, or what. And then I splash up and say, what's going on here? Because this is what you guys want to watch. This is what gets the numbers. I'm going to be the old grandpa that no one likes, that says the tough truth.
You're tricking them.
And tricking them.
It's smart. And that's why I was going to talk about that towards the end.
Okay.
But it's smart. It's like you're feeding into the illusion, but then you hooking them.
You
Like,
put the medicine in the candy. I'm putting the medicine. You want the candy. I'm just going to put the little medicine at the end. And I got your back. So you can still take dosages of some insight, some actual stuff that matters. A lot of the stuff that goes viral on the internet, who cares? Not going to pour into yourself, ownership options, assets for you and your family, no generational wealth, nothing. But it gets all our attention.
Yeah.
So like that.
That's why I tell you, everybody wants a viral moment. Like,
yeah.
That's why I always tell people, like, people ask me, like, how do you post so much? How do you keep going? How do you deal with content?
Yeah.
The content world is oversaturated. Either you're going to be a content creator and have a viral moment.
Yeah.
And it dies down and you lose everything, or you're going to be yourself and experience that exposure when it comes, and then you just keep being yourself, and it lasts. Longevity is key.
Yes.
So it's just, man, I don't feed into that shit. Like, it's good, every now and then to laugh and bullshit.
Yeah.
I got a good personality. I like to laugh, but at the end of the day, that shit is okay. All right, now I gotta go work. I gotta go grind. I gotta go do this.
So what happened with you? If you care to share the stuff that made you grow up faster.
Realizing nobody was coming to save me,
that's
bro.
So real.
I feel like
that's real.
I talk like it's funny because I keep talking about Nate. I was just on the phone.
Now Nate, cool.
Nate, that's my boy.
Yeah,
Nate knows. Nate can speak to it. Episode 3, he knows. Like my episode 3 is basically me opening up about my life and just the hardship that I went through. Like I told people, like for example, I think I'm gonna just like give you a summary of what happened.
Okay.
I was realistic with myself in the position that I was in, knowing that nobody was coming to save me and knowing that the way I was living wasn't how I wanted to live. And that kind of just made me make that pivot. Because I knew, for example, I tell people my story, like I slept on the couch my whole high school year. I never had privacy. I never had, my own. That's why I told you in the beginning, I never had ownership. With kids, my homeboys, they go home to their room. I didn't have a room.
Right, that's deep.
So just seeing other people experience their own, and me not having it, knowing I'm doing what a good kid should be doing. I'm doing all the right things. Yeah, I fuck up.
Yeah.
But I'm a good kid. I get good grades, all this, but I never got it. I never had nobody to come and say, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I had to earn that. I had to earn that good job shit. And I rarely got it even when I earned it.
Yeah. Wow.
I graduated honors. You think they threw a party for me? No. But like, it's just seeing that good wasn't enough and good didn't give me ownership of anything. So I had to be great. I had to be good at everything I do times 10. So it just, not being able to experience what I want.
And I've heard this in so many different ways from myself, you, all the powerful people around me had to go through fire, was born through fire and grow to. It's just crazy how it comes with the territory. You have to go through hardship. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's facts. I tell people all the time, like, comfort is like a drug. It's like fentanyl. It'll kill you once you get so comfortable. You get that little taste of it. You drop dead. And sometimes people may come and revive you, but 90% of the time, nobody's coming to revive you once you already, like I always tell people, once you fall off and once you like down low, nobody don't want to touch you with a 10-foot pole. Nobody's not coming to be like, she fucked up. I'm finna go save them. They gonna look at you be like, damn. Like, fuck. Crazy. Damn, I knew him when they was like this, and now they like that. I see it all the time on social media.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? But it's just, you got to understand, ain't nobody coming to save you. You're going to have to experience some type of uncomfortable moment in your life to get you to that next level. I say it down there in every episode, comfort is not the key to success. Even the most rich and famous people are still not comfortable.
Yeah.
They don't have no family. They don't have nothing, but people think they comfortable because they got money.
Right.
Value, the currency doesn't determine your comfort.
Right, I agree.
It's the same thing. Like, rich people get killed.
Yeah, I agree.
We see this every day.
And this is why I don't care about celebrities and things like that as much, because they're still human, and humans are flawed. You see a lot of toxicity going on. Exactly. A lot of folks look at celebrities and stuff because they got the money and chains or whatever. They look at them like gods. You're not a god. You're a human, and you can be like toxic. Yeah, you bleed a bullet pierce you like it does me. So I don't focus on things like that. We got to focus on bigger things that matter, and I don't like to idolize these folks just because of whatever. Yeah.
That's why I say, bro, like I know hardship, yeah. It's me. You feel me? I'm going through it right now with the podcast. Like people like, oh, you almost have 300 subscribers, you almost have 400 subscribers.
Yeah.
You doing good. No, I'm not. Like Nate put me on to something, and I always reference him because he's like, how I want to say this. He's like my mentor in this shit because I go to him even though we the same age.
Yeah.
His accolades allow me to be like, okay, I can reference him.
Okay.
He already done what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm big on giving flowers. So like I
Yeah.
said, Nate put me onto something. He showed me something. It basically shows your grade with your content. And my grade was a C-. And I told him, like, bro, I'm fucking up, bro. He like, bro, no, you not.
Yeah.
So I went to go look at other people I listen to. They got the same fucking grade as me.
That
They
you
have-
listen to.
Yeah, that I listen to, and they have more accolades than me, but they have the same grade. So I'm going through hardship. Other people going through it too.
Right.
What am I going to do to get out of it?
Exactly. See, it all comes back down to controlling the controllables, man.
Like I could sit here and be like, man, fuck, man. Like, okay, I'm not growing as fast, but at the end of the day, that's probably a part of the journey God got for me. Like, impact people slowly. That way, whenever I hit, like I said in my 2 episodes ago, I said it takes one seed to start a garden. As soon as I plant that seed and it starts that garden is just gonna continue to grow. So I'm just waiting for that seed. Like, I don't really care about this is like the glamorous and looking good and having this much views. I don't care about that, bro. As long as I'm impacting people. So I know what hardship comes with everything I do.
Amen. So when it comes to folks that like get the motivational recharge, but then the motivation dies down because they're not consistent on what they really want, like what do you tell to them that reach out to you directly to where you can have more of a conversation?
I feel like
where they go up and down with motivation,
I
but
feel
they're
like
not.
it's kind of like the same thing you do. You just keep going.
Right.
I mean, like I put out so much that even if you die down, there's gonna be something else for you to hear. Okay. Same thing like what you do. You make your skits. Same thing what you do. You keep selling houses. You just don't sell. You don't stop at one house because you got somebody satisfied.
Right.
It's gonna be somebody else to be like, oh, I was interested in. Now I don't want to do it. Then now another opportunity comes up for them. You have the other opportunity for them.
Right.
You just got to keep going. Like I can't always tell people motivation is not timeless. It's gonna stay with you for a small point of time, but you're gonna experience something else that's so rough that motivation dies down.
So I think it's discipline. I think it's just discipline to keep going regardless if the spike of motivation.
If you want to make it in life, you have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Anybody can fall out the wagon. I can fall out the wagon. My closest friend can fall out the wagon. My family members can fall out the wagon. We all can fall out the wagon. Are you going to be disciplined to get back up?
Right.
It's the same thing you do with your career. You wake up every day. You follow your schedule.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Yeah.
People have to do the same thing. So
that's why I'm big on it. Yeah, just control the controllables. Look at the person in the mirror. Discipline. None of what we're talking about is fancy or attractive. It's not attractive.
I don't teach y'all how to make money.
It's not.
I don't teach y'all how to make money. I don't teach you how to start a business. I teach you how to be yourself, and I teach you how to take your life to the next level.
Right.
And the way your life gets to the next level is by you being yourself. I can't teach you how to make 100,000. I haven't made 100,000 yet in a year. I don't have none of that for you, but me telling you to get to the next level in your life may allow you to make 100,000. Even if I'm not making it, the advice I'm giving you could help you get to that.
Correct.
I don't need that in order for you to succeed.
Correct.
It's simple as
you're right.
that.
You're right. And that's why my content for the reaction, I'm just looking at the audience for the ones that pretty much that we're speaking to. You know, I'm trying to speak to them. I'm trying to let them know what's going on. A lot of times I get pushback. Recently, some folks in the comments been helping me out, like with the battle royale, based off what I react to. But I think it's huge. I think it's huge. I think it's important. And
how do you handle that? Because
pushback? That's easy. No, that's easy.
I was going to ask you that towards the end.
Really?
Yeah, because I always like to ask people.
I'm not worried about that. I've been through too much. I think it's the fire. I've been through too much already. I've been through oppositions. Obviously, I'm dark skinned. I'm 6'3". I have 11 piercings. Long hair. Hats and stuff. And you're gonna help me with my biggest investment purchase yet? All of that together don't sound right. Something's off here. Like how? You? And it's like I've already been through all that. So when it comes to you knowing yourself, you putting in the work, the effort, the accolades and stuff will come in the show. It really was harder in the beginning when I didn't own real estate, but you're selling it. It's like, you don't own it. How are you going to help me? It's different. But yeah, when I started to buy real estate as well, which came years later, so I still had to navigate through that in the beginning without it. But then when you get it, it becomes even easier because I've walked this journey many times myself personally. So it helps have an experienced realtor. But yeah, no, I'm not worried about opposition. You're going to feel that with every other aspect.
Everything you do in life is going to come with a negative.
I think we just got to, we have to get stronger. We have to believe in self a bit more, so other people's words don't crumble you to the ground. I'm not worried about that, bro. I've been through too much. I could care less.
I don't blame you. I'm the same way. I used to care about it. I'm glad, and it's more realer now because I'm getting on here basically. I call it truths, but it's opinions. I'm stating opinions and statements.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of some people I don't really get pushback, but on YouTube,
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Some folks that give pushback can't even really articulate why they're pushing back or what's going on. They can just say you're wrong, incorrect, and walk away. No. Stand up. Stand right here. And I'm not gonna say debate with me, but yeah, let's have a discussion on why you're wrong. You said your claim. Now give your support in detail. Like folks just talk. I'm not worried about that. So that's a lot of the pushback that you're gonna get is gonna be quick. How they call it, Twitter fingers or whatever. Say a little couple something. When you challenge them to expand, they got nothing to say.
You always tell people like comments don't determine who you are as a person. Like people always gonna have some shit to say, whether it's good or bad.
Naysayers.
Like,
I've been hearing about naysayers since I started real estate. Really before I even got into real estate. And then when I was buying my first property, it was during 2020, COVID.
Yeah.
So you heard the most naysaying because it's COVID, it's airborne disease. People are losing their jobs, their lives. Real estate market's going to crash. You heard that all over. That was one of the best times to buy. Myself, my clients, because with COVID, the government cut the interest rates to influence the economy. They printed money, PPP loans, stimulus. They did a lot. But they also cut interest rates to record lows, which made money more or least expensive to borrow. Borrowing money was cheaper, so you can buy more real estate. And if I listened to those naysayers, I wouldn't have had the purchases I made. So people just talk, and it's like a lot of times when folks are telling you not to buy, what I've noticed as well, they own real estate. It's great. You think they're saying this for your better interest. They themselves own real estate.
You out.
Yeah. They for some reason they don't want to see you maybe they didn't picture it for you so soon or something. Maybe you should rent for another year or something. Meanwhile, they own their assets, gaining giving them benefits over the years that you're renting. Another person I reacted to his video before. What's his name? Grant Cardone.
I have no idea what that
is. It's okay. You'll see him after this. I'll send you the video. He owns thousands of rental properties, but he's a millionaire, mogul, whatever they call these people. But he preaches for the common folk not to own real estate. Meanwhile, he owns thousands, and he wants more folks renting much longer so he can have a bigger renter or tenant pool. If more people decide to own real estate, that's less potential tenants for his thousands of rentals, his thousands of real estate. So watch out for a lot of the naysayers. Ask them why they feel their way. Actually have them explain themselves and speak to more folks, because the naysayers that you think have your best interests at heart, I don't think they all do.
I mean, it's like this. Like I always tell people, and I'm going to cut it off at this.
Yeah.
I always tell people, and I posted this in my truths, people want to see you successful, but not successful as them.
Not better than them.
It's always going to be people that's going to push you to that point, because it happened even with my podcast.
What?
People will push me, oh yeah, I'm listening, I'm posting. But once you hit that certain level and they start seeing everybody looking at you now.
So hold on now.
Hey, hold on, let me lean back, because I don't want other people, I don't want my people going towards you. It's a competition now. When it was just support, now it's turned into a competition. So that's why I push myself.
Yeah.
I don't, I tell people all the time, a lot of people say, how do you get your friends and your family to post you? I don't ask none of them to do nothing. I have yet since probably my first. No, I'm gonna be truthful.
Yeah.
Probably since my second episode, I have not sent it out and told people to watch. I don't do that shit no more. I don't do it at all, because it's not real.
Yeah.
And if I keep sending it, it's like I'm forcing you to do it. Like, if you're going to be in fake competition with me, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm just going to keep doing me.
Yeah, yeah. 100%.
I'm going to grow at the end of the day. And anyway, I'm going to get 1% better every day I live.
I agree, bro. You're in competition with yourself, with the person in the mirror. I'm not worried about these other folks. I want to be better than how Jason was yesterday and 6-7 years ago.
That's the only person I'm competing with.
To be honest. Yeah, bro.
Because if I can't beat the person yesterday, then I'm losing.
Now you're losing. Now I can say you're really losing, because your past self still beating you.
Exactly.
When you're supposed to get more knowledge and experience over time.
Exactly.
Your future's still supposed to be stronger than him. So, for sure.
Supposed to get better every day. But I always end the episodes in a particular way. I don't know if you've seen, but I always ask people to give me 3 truths. And this is a general playing field. It can be anything. It could be technology, whatever you think is truthful and people need to hear.
Yes.
Go ahead and tell them. Look at your POV. Make sure you let these folks know.
Okay.
The 3 truths you feel like society or just people in general need to hear. It can even be directed to yourself.
Okay.
But go ahead.
All right.
Give
First
out 3 truths.
It's probably going to be owning real estate is extremely powerful. And if you don't believe me, ask your landlord, because they own real estate and holding on to that property, renting to you and your family. Why do you think that is? So forget me, forget the realtor, forget. If you don't think owning real estate is powerful, ask your landlord why they own theirs and why they rent it to you. That's one truth. Second truth, health and fitness is very important. Sad to say, they are poisoning us with a lot of the stuff that we put on our skin, in our bodies, a lot of the ultra processed food. You do have to keep yourself up, especially if you're demanding a lot from yourself and your body. You should be mindful of what you're putting into it so we can live long and prosperous lives. So health and fitness and diet and fasting and water intake, very powerful. Don't let people tell you it's boring or whatever, because it's not mainstream like what Kim Kardashian had for breakfast. Let's actually focus on ourselves. I don't care what she had for breakfast. Worry about what you're putting in your body and keep yourself up. Health is important. The third truth, goodness gracious, financial literacy. Financial literacy is extremely important. It's not as fancy. It doesn't go viral as much, but we do have to control the controllables. What's coming into your bank account, you're the one spending, what's leaving, what expenses should get cut off. What are you not looking over bank statements too much? Do you not really know your financial picture? I feel like that's something we should have a big grasp on. Financial literacy is not something they taught us in school. We had to learn it in the real world. After you graduate high school, you come into the real world. You have to see what's going on. You learn about credit, debt, income. You learn about balancing. I don't think people talk about balancing checkbooks and stuff these days, but it's important, and we shouldn't sleep on it just because it's not fancy viral content.
Real. Especially that last one. Man, yes, man, I could go into details about that.
They don't prepare us. They don't prepare us for the real world, brother.
Yeah, that's kind of like what my my episode that I just dropped today was about. Yeah, just breaking generational rules and codes. They don't teach us shit, and we get used to it. Like one thing I said was that I didn't see my family travel. I didn't see my family go out of state and do all this extra stuff. So I didn't think I had to.
Yeah.
The same thing with financial literacy. If you don't see people in your family doing X, Y, and Z, if you stuck in this generational rule or generational code, you're gonna do the same shit. You're not gonna value it. So,
and they profit off of our ignorance as well. So I low key understand why they're not preparing us for this world. They're gonna profit off the ignorance.
It's a loophole.
For folks. Yep.
Loophole. Like I said, I can go on.
Yeah. We good. Next time.
Oh man, so this is good conversation. You know what I mean? Go ahead and just let everybody know your social media. Let everybody know where they can find you. If you got a website, whatever the case may be, email. Sure. I tell everybody, give all your socials.
Okay. Instagram at Agent Jason J. You'll find my website there. You'll find the email there. Everything's there. But Instagram, just DMing me. It's one of the quickest ways to get in contact for sure. I got you.
All right, y'all. Y'all know how I am with the outro. I only got one thing to say. Gone.
Peace. Nice.
Are you ready to be a part of the Lounge family? What is the Lounge family? The Lounge family is simply the community on my platform, on my website, since everywhere, where we all stay united through daily quotes, free mental health guides, merchandise, early access to episodes, clips, and segments, and much more. If you're ready to be a part of the Lounge family and join me as a community and join everyone else as a whole and unite as one and keep the world moving as one, use that link down below and join the Lounge family now. Thank you. See you soon.